You ever feel so tired, but you just can't get to sleep? In this video, I'm going to give you a couple things to do. Number one, the obvious one is don't drink any water past 7 o'clock. Drinking a lot of water right before you go to bed, you're just going to get up to the night and urinate. All that means is you have insulin resistance, or it could be you're pre-diabetic, because what happens is that water tends to follow sugar in the body. And if your blood sugars are a little too high and you're filtering that through your kidneys, you're going to release excess water through the night. So a simple solution would be to get on keto and get off the carbs and stop snacking. I remember in practice, I worked with a guy who was getting up 10 times a night urinating, completely unnecessary. He got off his carbs, went on keto, did intermittent fasting, and within a couple of weeks, he's able to sleep through the entire night without getting up one single time. All right, the next thing I want to bring up is stimulants, specifically coffee, could be tea, could be chocolate. If you're doing too much, that could be the reason why you're not sleeping. So I would highly suggest that you only do like 1 cup of coffee in the morning, about 8 ounces, not a big cup, just a small cup. That's what I do. It seems to work. If I drink too much coffee, I tend to not sleep as well. All right, next point is your protein consumption. If you do too much protein, that could keep you up because protein is a stimulant. It can give you too much energy, especially if you're snacking on protein in between the meals. So just keep your protein to a moderate amount, anywhere between 3 to 8 ounces per meal. All right, next point I want to bring up is you may have too much body energy, especially if in the past you were an athlete. Let's say you did a lot of sports, high school, college, and then now you don't. Your mitochondria, the energy factories in your cells, have developed to a certain capacity that they can generate a lot of energy. But unless you use that energy, it could sit around and just keep you from sleeping. So if you have too much body energy, you're going to have to use that energy, either by doing some long walks, workouts, or the best way is through physical work. If you could do some physical work around the yard or whatever every day, that's definitely going to deplete the energy and you'll sleep better. All right, next point is to practice relaxation. There's a great video that I did on this. I'll put a link down below, but it's just consciously relaxing through the day. So many people are just one big ball of stress, especially in their jaws, which tighten up the upper back. It affects their breathing, and then they try to go to sleep. It's not going to work. Next point is to catch the first wave, the circadian wave of the sleep cycles. At night, when it starts to get dark, you have various hormone waves as well as neurotransmitter waves that occur that's stimulated by darkness and inhibited by light. So you may find that you start to get really tired around, 8:30, 9 o'clock, it could be 9:30. And then because you're not ready for bed, you push through that. Now that wave comes up. Now you have to sometimes wait 90 minutes before you catch the next wave. So what you want to do is if you're tired at, 9 o'clock, 9:30, go to bed. I go to bed at 9:30 every single night. It seems to work great. I get the best sleep. And if I push through it, let's say I'm watching a movie or something, then I'm awake. Now it takes me a while to get back to sleep. So pay attention to your body and ride the first wave. All right, next point is to take a sleep aid before you go to bed. I'm not talking about medication. I'm talking about some type of natural sleep aid. There's many out there. Of course, I'm not biased. I'm going to recommend mine. I put a link down below if you want more information on that. But taking certain natural remedies before you go to bed can greatly help you. And there is one remedy that I want to mention. Let's say, for example, your body is exhausted, but your head is awake. One remedy that I found works good for that is calcium lactate. You would just take 2 of those before bed. It can help. Last point is to keep the room on the colder side, because if it's too hot, that's going to keep you up. Our bodies tend to sleep better in a slightly cooler environment. Go ahead and apply these and comment down below. I'd like to share with you on how to pull yourself out of any stressful situation extremely quick. You can also definitely use this if you're struggling to sleep at night or you're trying to go to sleep, but you have too much stress. But I'm going to show you a technique that's completely free. It's very simple. It's very quick. and it has many, many benefits. It's the fastest thing that I know of to put you in a calm state. It can actually even help increase your DHEA, which is kind of the precursor for all of your adrenal hormones. It has been shown to improve immune defense and increase oxytocin, which is kind of like they call it the love hormone or the hormone that helps you bond with another. And it's a major pleasure hormone too. It can help lower your blood pressure, decrease your pulse rate, and increase something called alpha wave brain waves, which will help you feel attentive, calm, and totally relaxed. It'll also support your neurotransmitters, specifically dopamine and serotonin. Basically, it will put you in a state of parasympathetic balance. Okay. The parasympathetic nervous system is part of the autonomic nervous system, and it is the thing that is called rest and digest. It is the mode where your body gets into that help calm down that sympathetic nervous system. And this is based on a recent book that I'm reading called Heart Coherence 365. And let me explain what that means, that heart coherence. It's a fancy word for synchronizing your heart to your emotions, your heart to your brain. And there's quite a bit of science behind this, but it's basically a simple breathing technique to put you in a state of peace and calmness that will help you sleep and help you rest and do a lot of other cool things. 365, okay? 3 means 3 times a day. 6 means 6 breaths per minute. And so you're going to slow down your breaths a little bit. And 5 indicates 5 minutes. So basically, you have this certain pattern of breathing, which is 6 repetitions per minute. And you're going to do that for 5 minutes, 3 times a day. So that's the simplicity of it. Okay. So apparently, the research that's done on this wavelength that you're creating, this wave of breathing pattern, creates some really amazing things to your nervous system. In fact, you probably already have learned this from other videos that I've done, but this makes it really, really simple. And I like the book because he gives the science behind it. And of course, I'm going to just add one little thing, which will make sense. So you have to make sure that it's controlled breathing. You have to make sure that it's deep and it's even. And then you want to breathe through your stomach. So you just kind of stick it out and in so you can have a nice deep breath using your diaphragm. But also, I'm going to add my own little 2 cents to this. I want you to breathe through your nose because that way you'll get a little bit more CO2 to extract more oxygen. And what's interesting is you need CO2 to allow oxygen to penetrate deeper into the cells. So this really sounds just so simple and it's like almost, can it really do that? But oh my goodness, I mean, there's been many times where in the middle of the night I'll wake up for some reason and start to think about something or some stress. And then I will start breathing, slowing it down, breathing in, breathing out, and it pulls me right out of that stress, allows me to go back to sleep. Also, getting to sleep at night. You can start doing this breathing, keeping it very even in and out, 6 cycles per minute. That can help you get to sleep. And there's a really cool device called HRV, heart rate variability, that I hopefully at the time you're watching this have some more information about. I'll put a link down below to basically measure where you are on the heart rate variability, which has a lot to do with these two systems, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. So you have a tool to measure where you're at, and then you can improve it over time because this breathing technique is one of the things that will improve and increase HRV, which is heart rate variability, which has a lot to do with your health reserve and your fitness reserve. Now, because of the censoring and the suppressing of the algorithms on YouTube, it's becoming more difficult to find my content. And there's a lot of content that I cannot put on YouTube, unfortunately. So to make sure you have full access of all my information, go to drberg.com and subscribe to my newsletter by clicking the link down below in the description. I will see you on the other side.